Have you ever looked into the bottom of your glass and seen more than just a liquid? There's a contract there, one not written on paper, but in your energy. One you sign every time you bring that glass to your lips, a contract as ancient as civilization itself. Humanity celebrates, mourns, loves, and betrays with this elixir in hand. It is the social lubricant, the painkiller, the accomplice to forgetting. We call it wine, liquor, beer, spirits, a word that is no coincidence. It is the first clue to a secret hiding in plain sight. This is not another video about the physical dangers of alcohol. Your body already knows that hangover. This is a journey to the hangover of the soul, to what happens on the frequencies your eyes cannot see, but that your essence feels every time you return to yourself feeling less. This is Napoleon Inspires, and today we decipher the oldest code of control, not in history books, but in the most common ritual on the planet. Part 1. The origin, the word that devours. It all begins with a name. Alcohol. It sounds like chemistry, like a modern lab, but its soul is far older and more mystical. Its root plunges into medieval Arabic, alcohol. It did not mean drink. Alcohol was the name for the finest black powder, kohl, that women used around their eyes. But in the secret laboratories of the alchemists, this word took on a terrifying esoteric meaning. To the alchemists, alcohol was the essence, the quintessence. It was the process of extracting the purest, most concentrated, most spiritual part of substance. But here is the twist. This process of extraction involved destruction, separation, and dissolution. To obtain the pure spirit, you had to break the original unity. Think about it. Alcohol, the substance that extracts, that separates. Now watch what it does in you. It separates your conscious mind from your body. It separates your awareness from your memories. It separates your will from your actions. It is the literal, physical manifestation of spiritual fragmentation. The alchemists weren't just naming a drink. They were diagnosing its effect on the human spirit. They called it the spirit because it mimics the process of extracting a soul from its vessel, leaving the vessel hollow. Part 2. The architect of drift, Napoleon Hill's darkest revelation. This brings us to the 20th century, to a man who dedicated his life to understanding the principles of power and success, Napoleon Hill. After the monumental success of Think and Grow Rich, Hill wrote a far more controversial, suppressed manuscript titled Outwitting the Devil. In it, he conducts a fictional, yet profoundly symbolic, interview with the embodiment of negativity, fear, and human limitation. Hill asks the devil, "How do you control humanity?" The answer is a masterclass in psychological and spiritual warfare, through fear and through drifting. Drifting, Hill defines it as the habit of permitting oneself to be influenced and controlled by outside circumstances, instead of using one's own mind and willpower. It is the state of passive navigation, the autopilot of the soul. And then, Hill pins down the devil's favorite tool to induce this drift. Intoxicating liquor is one of your most effective means of causing people to drift. Let that sink in. This isn't a moralist preaching. This is a man who interviewed 500 of the world's most powerful figures, dissecting the mechanics of achievement, stating that alcohol is a primary engine for the surrender of personal sovereignty. The devil explains his strategy with chilling simplicity. He doesn't need to fight you. He only needs you to stop fighting for yourself, to silence the inner voice that says, "I am more than this." A drink, or 3, does that job perfectly. It lowers the volume of your conscience, dims the light of your purpose, and makes the current of mediocrity feel comfortable. Every time you drink to unwind, you are not just relaxing your body. You are dismissing the sentinel of your soul. You are telling your higher self, "Stand down. I choose numbness over presence." Part 3. The spiritual battlefield, your energy body under siege. To understand the true cost, you must see yourself not just as flesh and bone, but as a luminous being of vibrating energy, a complex system of light, frequency, and sacred geometry known as your energy body. This is your aura. These are your chakras, This is your direct line to the universe. When you are in alignment, clear, purposeful, loving, your energy body expands and radiates like a sun. It attracts opportunity, repels negativity, and guides you with intuition. Alcohol is an EMP blast to this sacred system. The crown chakra, Sahasrara, your connection to the divine, to inspiration, to universal wisdom. Under influence, this channel doesn't just close, it gets clogged with static. You feel disconnected from meaning, from a higher purpose. The third eye chakra, Ajna, the seat of intuition, foresight, and inner truth. Alcohol doesn't just cloud your judgment. It puts a blindfold on your soul's eye. You cannot see the consequences of your actions. You lose access to your inner compass. The throat chakra, Vishuddha, your authentic voice, your integrity in speech. This is why people speak their truth when drunk, except it's not their truth. It's a chaotic eruption of suppressed ego, fear, and pain, words that create karmic ripples they don't remember making. The solar plexus chakra, Manipura, your core of power, will, and self-esteem. This is the main target. Alcohol dissolves your personal fire. It turns the warrior into a wanderer. You say yes when you mean no. You tolerate what you should transform. With each drink, you aren't just toxifying your liver. You are creating cracks in your luminous eggshell. You are leaching your vital life force, your prana, your chi, into the void. This is the true source of the soul hangover. That hollow, anxious, depleted feeling is your energy body lying in rubble, desperately trying to reassemble itself. Part 4. The unseen guests, portals, and attachments. Now we enter the realm that modern science dismisses, but that every ancient tradition, from shamanism to Christianity, documents with terrifying consistency. The realm of disembodied consciousness. Your aura is your fortress. When it is strong and vibrant, you are sovereign within your castle. When alcohol shatters its walls, you're no longer alone in your mind. These unseen guests are not demons with pitchforks. They are low-vibrational, energetic entities. Consciousness that feeds on the very energies alcohol unleashes. Chaos, shame, rage, lust, and profound forgetfulness. Have you ever witnessed, or been, the different person who emerges after too many drinks? The Jekyll and Hyde transformation? That is not the real you coming out. That is what steps in when you step out. Ancient mystics and modern-day energy healers see the same phenomenon, attachments. These energies latch onto the open wounds in your aura, feeding on the drama, encouraging the cycle of self-destruction, and whispering the lies that keep you coming back for more. You deserve this. You need this. This is who you are. The most profound addictions are not just chemical. They are cohabitations. Part 5. The karmic ledger, signing contracts in your sleep. Here lies the greatest spiritual danger of all, the ultimate clause in the invisible contract, unconscious karma. Karma is not punishment. It is the immutable law of cause and effect on a soul level. Every thought, word, and deed is a seed planted. Normally, you are the conscious gardener. You choose your seeds. When you are spiritually dislocated by alcohol, you are flinging seeds blindly into the wind. You have no idea what you're planting, but you will absolutely be responsible for the harvest. The hurtful word you don't remember saying lands in a heart and grows a forest of resentment. The promise you broke in a haze creates a karmic debt of broken trust. The impulsive, out-of-character action sets in motion a chain of events that will loop back to you, demanding resolution. You wake up with a blank memory, but the universe's ledger is updated in perfect, unforgiving detail. You are living on karmic credit, and the interest compounds in the form of repeating patterns, unexplained misfortunes, and a lingering sense of being spiritually pursued by your own past. Part 6. Breaking the contract, reclaiming your holy terrain. This sounds dire. It is meant to, because the power you're giving away is godlike. But this is not a message of fear. It is a battle cry for remembrance. The contract is written in disappearing ink. The moment you bring the full light of your conscious awareness to it, its terms begin to dissolve. You're not cursed. You are called. Here is how you nullify the agreement and reclaim your sovereignty. The ritual of conscious choice. Before any social event, any moment of stress, perform this inner ritual. Place your hand on your heart. Ask, what do I truly need? Is it disconnection or is it deeper connection? Choose the water. Choose the breath. Choose to leave early. This is not deprivation. It is consecration. Energy hygiene, sealing the cracks. Your energy body can heal. Practice this daily. Grounding, stand barefoot on the earth. Visualize roots from your feet going deep into the planet, pulling up stable, cleansing energy. Auric cleansing. Imagine a golden shower of light pouring from above, washing through your entire energy field, sealing every crack, burning away any clinging energy that is not yours. Say, I recall all my energy. I release all energy that is not mine. Chakra reignition. Focus on your solar plexus above your navel. Breathe into it, and with each exhale, imagine a brilliant, golden sun expanding from within, restoring your power and will. The forgiveness clause. The most binding part of the contract is your own shame and guilt. You must formally forgive yourself. Write a letter. Burn it. Speak it aloud. I forgive myself for every time I used forgetfulness as a sanctuary. I was searching for peace in the wrong kingdom. I am now awake, and I choose differently. Forgiveness is the master key that unlocks the contract's hold. Find your true spirit. You sought spirits because you crave the spiritual, the elevation, the connection, the transcendence of the mundane. Now pursue the real thing. Meditation, the original altered state. It connects, it does not separate. Flow states, through art, music, writing, sport, where you lose time in creation, not in oblivion. Sovereign community, find others who are awake, whose conversations spark your fire, not drown it. You were never meant to live in a dimmed world, interpreting reality through a distorted, foggy lens. You were meant to perceive with the clarity of a diamond, to feel the raw, unfiltered electricity of existence, both its joy and its pain. For in that raw feeling is the truth, and in that truth is your ultimate power. That drink on the table? It's not just a drink. It's a question. The oldest question in the book of your life. Will you drift or will you awaken? The pen is in your hand. The contract awaits your final signature. Choose to write a different story. Your soul remembers how. This is Napoleon Inspires. Awaken the giant within.